This is how I got my camel spin from this to this in 2 months without a coach. But before I show you exactly what I did to improve so quickly, what is a camel spin? A camel spin is basically a spinning arabesque on ice, and there are 2 types: forward camel, which is spun on the left foot, and backward camel on the right foot, both in an anti-clockwise direction. In this video, I'll be working on the forward camel, so let's get into it. Step 1. Research. And by that I mean watching a bunch of YouTube tutorials while stretching in between. For those wondering, at the time of filming I had taken a break from lessons and therefore did not have a coach, so I was mostly learning from videos. I will link my favorites in the description. Anyways, after watching almost every camel spin tutorial you can find on YouTube, I felt prepared. Just look how professional, tidy and informative my notes are. So I started off with holding the camel position in my room, and I added knee bends to help train my balance and mimic the feeling of coming up into the camel. Then I did it on ice. The goal of this exercise is to avoid dropping the free leg when doing the knee bends and trying to stay as controlled as possible, so no big shaky movements. Here are a couple more exercises I did, including a forward outside edge spiral to get a feel for the camel position, and holding the entrance to the camel spin for as long as possible while gradually tightening the circle. These exercises are from the tutorials I watched, and even though I won't show them again, keep in mind I did them most of the days before my attempts, and also I always stretch before skating too. Okay. It's camel spin time. Just look how excited I look thinking I'm gonna nail it on the first go. Wow, future Olympian incoming. Keep in mind this is most definitely not my first camel spin, and my actual first attempt looked more like this. But this is what it looked like at the time of filming, so this would be our baseline. It's honestly not that bad, and if I were a judge, I would award it a GOE of E for effort. Okay, but one thing I was struggling with was straightening my knee and still spinning on the rocker. So I held the camel position off ice, and this time focused on putting my weight on the ball of my foot and not letting it fall towards the heel.
We're at the night session right now, and I'm trying to get some camel spins in.
Okay, Angel, I'm ready to see 16 days worth of improvement in that camel. Go, go, go! Yeah, day 16 was pretty rough, and I'm pretty sure I got worse from where I last left off, but hey, that's the circle of figure skating life. You get a new skill, then you lose it, then you get it back.
Then you get injured or sick, then you recover, then you get it back, then you lose it, then wash, rinse, and repeat, and bam, you're a pro!
Anyways, you can't really see it that well because I'm wearing baggy sweatpants, which is a huge figure skating no-no, but my spinny knee is very much bent in all my attempts. Day 19, I did these seated leg raises to strengthen the muscles around my knees. They are also pretty good for your hips and take little to no effort to do. On to day 26. Angel, I expect to see 26 days worth of improvement. Let's get it!
Yeah, I still suck.
And still wearing sweatpants, plus this time a hoodie, which is a double figure skating no-no. Why, you may ask? It's because baggy clothes makes it harder to see your form, and the blades can easily get caught on the loose fabric. So make sure you stick to fitted activewear and don't do what I do. On day 26, we pretty much stayed the same as where we left off. Day 28. Now guys, this is the recipe I followed to this day for my camel spin. Hold on to my chair, and then just stretch, and just try to hold it. Like, whoop. And if you want to make it more fun, you can pretend you're in a Barbie movie. Wait, no, come back! Seriously though, I do this pretty much every time before I skate because you can't expect to be able to hold your camel spin on ice if you can barely do it off ice. And if you're feeling extra fancy, you can also add a resistance band to get that real nice banana shape. Oh my goodness, my room is so messy. Please judge me into cleaning it. Day 29. The ice was really smooth, but my camel spin, not so much. Most of my attempts that day remained the same, though I was able to get a decent camel that had a nice position, and I even tried going for a catch camel.
Not bad.
Around this time, I could hold the camel for 4 rotations.
Nice.
Oh my goodness, I hope that kid is okay. Should have watched Angel on Ice because I never trip. Day 30, I did this exercise that I randomly thought of while I was half asleep. It's kind of like a quad stretch, but you bend your knee, then heel raise. It's probably good for knee strength and balance. I don't really know. I'm doing these because my figure skating voices in my head told me, look how accomplished I look after that exercise. Anyhow, I finished off with holding the camel position and adding heel raises. Day 33, I am still wearing sweatpants. The camel entrance was looking stronger and the spin felt more stable. Day 36. I developed a bad habit of swinging my leg way too high in the entrance, but I was able to get 5 rotations on the camel, and I'm also not wearing sweatpants, so that's a win. This attempt was my best of the night, and it felt a lot more faster than what I could usually do. Day 37. I still had that bad habit of swinging my leg way too high and could not camel spin for a solid 30 minutes. Then bam, I got it back, but it didn't feel as strong and I felt quite unstable in the spin as I was dropping to the inside edge and not spinning on that sweet spot of the rocker. And of course my knee was still bent. So can you guys guess what I did? I held the camel off ice. Also did some hamstring stretches because you do need to be somewhat flexible to get a nice camel pose. Just remember when doing the stretch you have a straight back and not bent, otherwise you will not be fully targeting your hamstrings.
This good, this bad.
I also added weights to help me reach further, and make sure not to force any of your stretches so that you don't get injured. Day 41. Besides that one, my camel spin really improved and was looking a lot faster. The position looked so nice, like textbook.
Gold star Olympic Camila Banana Valava Yuzuru Zagitova Tutut Buritse +5 GOE camel spin.
Day 45 wasn't as nice as day 41, but hey, if you can do it once, you can certainly do it again with some more practice. My spinning knee could definitely be a little more straighter. Day 53. Wash, rinse, and repeat. By this point, I was fairly comfortable with the camel spin, so from here on out, all I needed was repetition. I was able to hold the camel spin for 6 revolutions that day. Day 55. I got my catch camel. Day 58. We have reverted back to sweatpants. And my attempts that day were a little wonky and I could not do more than 5 rotations, but I know that that is just a part of the process of becoming consistent. So even if you feel like you're getting worse or stuck, don't let that make you give up. Sometimes we just have off days. Day 62 was much better and I held the camel for 7 rotations. Here is another attempt. And finally, day 64. After 2 months and 3 days, this is what my camel spin looks like. I held it for 8 rotations, which I was so pleased with. Even though this is my last attempt of the video, that doesn't mean I will stop practicing. There is still so much that can be improved, like straighter legs, a smooth entry, and spinning faster. But I do want to say that this camel spin looks so much better than when I started. And I hope this encourages you to keep practicing even when you feel like you're not improving. It just takes some time. As some extra motivation, let's compare my very first camel with my current one. This is what my first camel spin looked like. And this is what it looks like now. Here's another camel with illusion attempts. Also guys, I do want to mention that I still mess up my camel spins here and there, but it just happens less the more you practice. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comments what you'd like to see from me. In the meantime, I'll see you in the next one. By the way, my room is a lot more cleaner than before.